This is section 1 of Messalina by Tacitus for OCR GCSE Latin prose. In this section, Silius is forced to have an affair with Messalina. We'll start by going through the translation and then look at the style analysis. Messalina was fired with a new and almost insane love. For she had burned with love for Gaius Silius, the most handsome of the Roman youth, to such an extent that she drove Messalina, a noble woman, from her marriage and got possession of an unrestricted adulterer. Silius was not unaware of the disgrace or the danger, but he realised that ruin would be certain if he rejected her, and if he agreed, there was some hope of concealing the crime. At the same time, he would receive great rewards. Therefore, he decided to ignore future events and enjoy present circumstances. Well, here's Latin text without the English. Let's go through and find what is it that Tacitus does in this text to make it interesting, dynamic. How does he make the narrative really stand out? Well, the very first word in the story, okay, here we are, let's get a pen, is Messalina herself, the woman this is all about. Her name is emphatically at the start, right? Some emphatic word order. She is the central driving force in this action. And how is she described? Well, with these two words, right, two nouns / adjectives, I suppose joined by a conjunction. Et, so we've got novo, et insano, so a new and almost insane love. Using both of these words together, I think creates a single intensified impression of her uncontrollable passion. And the verb at the end that we have, what is it that she is? Well, she was inflamed with this new and almost insane love. Here we have a metaphor of fire. Now, fire tends to be something that consumes you, overwhelms you, and this is the impression we get of her passion at this point. The vivid imagery emphasises her loss of complete rational control. Moving on into the next sentence, we find out who she's in love with, right? Who she's having this affair with. The man himself, Gaius Silius. Okay, the specific naming creates some authenticity. It grounds the scandal in real events. And then Tacitus goes on to describe just who this person is, right? What has convinced her to have an affair while married to the emperor? Well, this guy's a Juventutis Romani Pulcherrimum. He is the most handsome of the Roman youth. So starting off immediately, right, we have the superlative. He's not just a good-looking bloke, he's the most handsome of everyone. What else is he? He is of the Roman youth, right, pretty young, okay. Bit of context here. Now, Messalina is married to Claudius, who is one of the Julio-Claudian emperors, and he is significantly the senior of Messalina. So having her new partner, this adulterer, be really handsome, younger, it contrasts with the image that we have already in our mind of Silius. Just further down then, we continue the text a little bit more. Okay, we have another verb, exarcerat. Where is it? Let's highlight it. I'm going to use the same colour I used for the other one up there, because it's that same idea, that same metaphor of fire. Right, she had become so inflamed. This echoes the incensar we get up here by repeating the same idea with a different verb, and it creates one unified image. Her passion is uncontrollable, it's destructive. Okay, it's so destructive, what does she do? Well, she drives out this woman, Messalina, again, directly named to give some authenticity to it, from her marriage. This isn't just any woman that's married to Silius, she is a nobilem feminam. Now, Messalina is quite bold here, right? She's not just gone after any woman, right? She's quite bold and audacious in attacking a high-status, respectable figure. She's got a complete disregard for the social norms and moral boundaries. And placing nobilem feminam near exturbaret, okay, this verb, emphasises the cruelty of the scandal, right? In Tacitus's eyes, kicking out a noblewoman from her marriage is a particularly bad thing. Okay, further on, what happens? Well, by kicking this woman out of her marriage, Messalina has married to gain possession of a free or an unrestricted adulterer, okay, which is a bit of an oxymoron, okay. a libero adultero, a free adulterer, highlights the scandalous disregard for morality that's going on here. He ironically, Tacitus, emphasises the moral perversion that's happened by going on. And it's quite a sharp, brief phrase which heightens the shock value. Right? Libero quae adultero potiretur. She gained possession of a free adulterer. Let's take a look at that verb at the end, right? Because we can't just talk about libero quae adultero. Messalina has gained possession of him. The verb choice is quite indicative of domination, bit of control, and it portrays her again as manipulative, controlling, almost predatory in her nature. She's scouted out the most handsome, the youngest guy that she can, and she's taken control of him. All right. Now, what do we have? Well, neque Silius flagiti aut periculi nescius erat. Silius was not unaware of the danger or the disgrace. Scandal or danger, right? We have these two words paired together. Flagiti, periculi, again, separated by this conjunction. I think emphasises the moral and physical risks, right? It stresses that Silius is aware and he's not innocent or naive. Going further down, or I'll continue in this bit actually, neque nescius, he was not unaware, nor was he unaware. Now we have a double negative, or litotes here. It deliberately understates what's going on. It means, he's fully aware. It enhances him in the culpability of this. He is almost just to blame, or just as much to blame, as Messalina herself is. But, said, he understood. Okay, let's go around. It's a clear contrast, this bit, right? Silius is almost deliberate in his calculation, right? He understands what's going on, right, with this verb, intellects it. Going down further, what else do we have? We've got a parallel, I suppose, conditional clause. Si abnueret, si contatiret, okay, for what's happening. If he refused, his destruction will be certain. If he agreed, there'd be some hope of concealing the crime. It almost helps us try and weigh up the decisions that he's going through, right? He's stuck between a rock and a hard place here. Now, what's quite nice, if we continue further down, we have nolulam facinoris calandi spem es. So some nolulam spem, hope, of concealing the crime. I think what we've got going on here is a bit of an enclosing order. We've got nolulam, the word some, spem, hope, and what's hidden in between these two words? Well, hiding the crime. So literally, some hope conceals the crime here, which I think is a nice little phrasing. Simulque, at the same time, right, this connecting adverb creates a little bit of immediacy that's going on, right? Silius has to act right now. So at the same time, he would receive magna praemia, great rewards. Maybe shows that Silius is forward-thinking a bit, right? He's thinking about what he's going to get out of this. Shows that he's quite calculated, just like Messalina. Perhaps they're a perfect match. And that phrasing contrasts with his previous thoughts. He's been thinking about his destruction earlier on. Now he's thinking about the great rewards that are coming to him. So what does he decide to do? He decides to neglect the future, or not bother thinking about the future, and instead just enjoy the present. He is YOLOing, you might say. Now what we have here is a chiasmus going on. Now remember, a chiasmus is that A, B, B, A structure, right? Where the A's might be two nouns, the B's might be two verbs in the middle. Here we've got nelegere, right, for our A. Frui is also an A, so two infinitives. And then we have these two words in the middle, futura, praesentibus, the future, the present. Now what's the point of all that? well, it encapsulates his sort of hedonistic, short-sighted mindsets. Okay, we get the vivid opposition of Futura and Praesentibus. They emphasise his moral irresponsibility and his recklessness. And this section closes with a bit of a Tacitian comment on human nature, right? Preferring short-term pleasure despite the moral or physical risks. Now that's everything that's going on here, right? Those are the main things. If you can pick out anything else, that's great. But if you have this as a passage in the exam, you've got lots of different things that you can comment on. And the important thing to remember is you're not just saying there is a chiasmus in the final 4 words, or Messalina's at the start. You also need to think about what the effect is on that. The effect of that is on the reader. So the fact that Messalina is at the start, the effect is it grounds her as the central figure. Why is there a chiasmus down here at the bottom? Well, it's to deliberately highlight that Silius is acting recklessly. Right? It puts the two things next to each other, right, that are in contrast. That's the main thing we need to do. Hope that was useful.